It's finally happening. The blood moon has passed, and today, on September 9th, 2025, the world awakens into a new energy field that few truly understand. For weeks, whispers of this eclipse have filled the spiritual space, but only now, after its passing, do we begin to see what it has unlocked and what it threatens to close forever. The night sky was painted in crimson, a signal written across the heavens, a celestial warning that the old cycle has ended and a new one begins. Many celebrated it as a simple astronomical event, but those who are awake know better. This was no ordinary full moon. This was the total lunar eclipse, the blood moon, and with it, a door has been opened, a portal into the unseen. Yet portals do not remain open forever. They test us, they demand something from us. And if we are not careful, one single mistake can block what God has been preparing for us all along. You may already feel it, the heaviness in the air, the way your thoughts have shifted, the strange synchronicities that appeared the moment you opened your eyes this morning. These are not accidents, they are signals, messages. The blood moon was the great revealer, stripping away illusions and forcing us to confront what lies beneath the surface. It is no coincidence that you are here, listening to these words right now. You were guided, you were chosen. But there is also danger, because, with every gift, comes a test. After the blood moon, many will fall into confusion, distraction, or fear. And in doing so, they will miss the very blessing that was already in their hands. This is why today matters more than ever. This is why the message you are about to hear could decide how you step into the next chapter of your life. So I ask you, open your heart, still your mind, and listen carefully. The journey we are about to take together will reveal not only the meaning of this eclipse, but also the path forward, the hidden signs you must notice, and the trap you must avoid at all costs. Stay with me until the very end of this video, because the most important message will come last. And if these words are already touching something deep inside you, then leave a 77777 in the comments right now as your sign of alignment with the energies of this moment. The blood moon has passed, yet its shadow lingers in ways most cannot see. The night of September 8th carried with it a vibration so intense that it cracked open the walls between the visible and the invisible. And now, as we stand in the aftermath on September 9th, 2025, we are asked to step carefully. Because what the blood moon revealed is not just a spectacle in the sky, it is a mirror for your soul. When the earth stands directly between the sun and the moon, cutting off its light, something ancient awakens. This is why cultures for thousands of years regarded the blood moon as a time of prophecy, a time when the veil between worlds thinned and the truth poured through. And yet, unlike ancient times, many today dismiss it as nothing more than astronomy. They forget that the movements of the heavens were never only physical. They are cosmic language written in light and shadow, speaking to those who dare to listen. The energy after a blood moon is not gentle, it is not soft. It arrives like a storm, shaking everything that is unstable in your life. Relationships that were built on illusion feel the tremor. Plans that were rooted in ego collapse. Secrets that were hidden in the dark come to the surface. You may have already noticed this. Conversations that suddenly shift. People revealing their true colors. Unexpected endings, and surprising beginnings. These are not random, they are part of the test, and here lies the danger after such a powerful eclipse. The most common mistake is to ignore the signs, to pretend that nothing has changed, to continue life as if yesterday was the same as today. But the truth is, everything has shifted. If you choose blindness, you block the very awakening that the universe, that God has prepared for you. Think carefully. What came up for you during the eclipse? What emotions rose to the surface? Were there fears, doubts, or conflicts you thought were buried? Those were not accidents. They were the parts of yourself that can no longer hide in the light of this new cycle. The mistake is not in feeling them. The mistake is in pushing them back down, pretending they don't exist. If you do that, you repeat the old cycle and the portal closes before you step through. This is the energy of testing. The blood moon is both invitation and judgment. It asks, are you ready to face yourself? Are you willing to release what no longer serves you? Or will you cling to the comfort of illusion, even as it collapses around you? For those who are ready, this is liberation. The chains of the past begin to fall. The energy of rebirth stirs in the core of your being. You may feel restless, as if something inside you is moving that you cannot yet name. You may dream vividly with symbols and messages that linger even after you wake. Pay attention. These are not dreams. They are instructions. The divine is speaking through the cracks of your consciousness. But for those who resist, the blood moon feels heavy. Confusion, exhaustion, even anger can rise. This is where the mistake often happens. People seek escape, distractions, arguments, addictions. They choose the easy road, the numbing road, and in doing so, they turn away from the very moment that could have birthed their awakening. Chosen one, understand this clearly. After the blood moon, your soul stands at a crossroad. One path leads to alignment, clarity, and the unfolding of what God has prepared. The other path leads to delay, stagnation, and the painful repetition of old lessons. The choice is yours, but the consequences are absolute, and the universe wastes no time. Already, in these hours after the eclipse, the energies are watching your choices. Every thought carries more weight. Every word spoken vibrates with consequence. Even the smallest action is amplified. This is why carelessness is so dangerous right now. A single careless word, a single reaction in anger, can ripple out and block the blessing that was waiting at your door. This is the hidden law of eclipse energy. Magnification. What you plant now, in this fragile moment after the blood moon, will grow faster than ever before. If you plant fear, you harvest more fear. If you plant doubt, you harvest obstacles. But if you plant faith, courage, and trust in God, you open yourself to miracles beyond imagination. So ask yourself, what are you planting today? What are you speaking into the air? What are you allowing into your mind? Because the universe is listening more closely than ever. As the blood moon faded from the sky, many felt a strange emptiness. A silence in the air that seemed to hold its breath. This silence is not absence, it is preparation. Think of it as the pause between the lightning and the thunder, the brief moment before the heavens roar. It is in this silence that your soul is being measured. Every hidden intention, every thought, every unspoken desire is illuminated under the invisible light of the eclipse. Nothing is concealed anymore. This is why so many spiritual teachers across ages warned, after the eclipse, be mindful, the energies you carry will echo louder than ever. If your heart is filled with resentment, it will spill over into every interaction. If your mind is clouded by fear, it will attract situations that mirror that fear. But if you hold faith true, unshakable faith, you will see pathways open where none existed before. The eclipse does not create your destiny. It reveals it. It accelerates it. Let us look deeper at the mistake many make after such an event. The mistake is distraction. The world is quick to pull you away from your center. Notifications, arguments, meaningless tasks, old habits, these rush in like thieves to steal your focus. And if you give in, if you hand over your attention, you lose the gift of clarity that the blood moon has given, because clarity is fragile. It demands stillness, reflection, courage. It cannot be found while drowning in noise. Another mistake is doubt. The moment you feel a surge of energy, the moment synchronicities appear, the mind begins to question, is this real, or am I imagining it? Doubt kills the seed before it has time to sprout. The blood moon poured cosmic water onto the soil of your life. But if you doubt, you refuse to let it nourish you, remember, faith is not blind. Faith is seeing with the eyes of the soul. And then, perhaps the most dangerous mistake, fear. Fear after a blood moon can paralyze you. It whispers, don't change. Stay where you are. It's safer this way. But what feels safe is often the very prison you were meant to escape. Fear will keep you chained to old patterns, old pain, old versions of yourself that no longer belong in this new cycle. Fear is the lock on the door. Faith is the key. Now, listen closely, because this is where the message deepens. After the blood moon, signs multiply. You will see numbers 11 2s and 2 2, 70 77. And these are not coincidences. You will overhear conversations that strangely answer the very questions you are asking in your heart. You may feel nudges, inner whispers, as if something greater is guiding your steps. These are confirmations. This is how the divine speaks. When the veil is thin, to ignore them is to turn away from direct guidance. Think of this period as a spiritual exam. Imagine sitting at a table. The questions before you are not written on paper, but written in your experiences. How do you respond when someone tests your patience? That is one question. How do you react when fear rises in your chest? That is another. Do you choose kindness, or do you lash out? Do you trust the process, or do you run back to your comfort zone? Every answer you give is being recorded in the vibration you carry. And here lies the beauty. You are not being tested to be punished. You are being tested to be prepared. What God has prepared for you is not small. It is not trivial. It is something vast, something that will require strength, discipline, and faith. The test is to make sure you are ready to hold it. Imagine giving a priceless treasure to someone careless. They would lose it in a moment. The universe will not allow that. Your blessing waits until you are ready to guard it. So every challenge you face after the blood moon is not cruelty, but mercy. Every obstacle is a sharpening. Every delay is a preparation. But only if you see it that way. If you call it punishment, you miss the lesson. If you call it unfair, you close your heart. The truth is, it is refinement. Like fire purifying gold, the eclipse energy burns away what is false, leaving only what is real. Some of you listening feel a stirring in your heart as these words enter your spirit. You know this is for you. You have felt the call for months, maybe even years, but something always held you back. That something is what the blood moon just tore open. You cannot go back. You cannot pretend not to know. You are standing at the threshold. To step through requires courage. To turn away means the door will close. This is why vigilance is crucial. Now, every morning when you wake, ask yourself, am I aligned with what God is trying to do in my life, or am I resisting it? Ask, am I repeating the same old cycles, or am I willing to walk a new path? Be ruthless with the truth, because the eclipse light shows no mercy to lies. It exposes everything, and in this exposure lies liberation. The pain that surfaced during the blood moon is not here to haunt you. It is here to free you. That heartbreak, that disappointment, that failure you keep replaying in your mind, it rose up because it is ready to leave, but you must let it go. If you cling to it, if you replay it again and again, you drag it into the new cycle. And that is the greatest mistake of all, because the new cannot come if the old is still sitting in your hands. The blood moon is the reset button. It is the cosmic line in the sand. Before it, you carried one story. After it, you are invited to carry another. But the choice is not automatic. It is deliberate. You must decide, do I hold on to who I was, or do I step into who I am becoming? Chosen one, this is your moment. The eclipse has shaken the heavens and the earth to get your attention. Do not waste it. Do not sleep through it. Do not let fear, doubt, or distractions steal what God has already placed before you. Stand up, open your eyes, and claim it, because the blood moon does not come to everyone at the same time. If you are here, it means your time is now. There is a story passed down in whispers of a man who lived through a great eclipse. centuries ago. The night the sky turned red, he was struck with visions of all his mistakes, all his regrets, all the opportunities he had wasted. He felt the weight of his life pressing down, and he thought it was punishment. But the elders told him something different. This is not punishment. This is your soul showing you what still binds you. If you face it, you will be free. If you run, you will repeat it. That man chose to face it, and though the process was painful, he came out transformed. Within months, everything in his life shifted. He met teachers, he found love, he built a new path that generations remembered. Why? Because he understood the secret of the blood moon. What it reveals, it also heals, but only if you let it. I tell you this because you are in the same position now. After the blood moon of September 8th, you are staring at the mirror of your soul. The mistakes, the patterns, the wounds, they are not here to condemn you. They are here to show you what you no longer need to carry. But if you ignore them, if you bury them again, they will follow you into the new cycle and block what God has prepared. This is why many people feel restless after an eclipse. They cannot sleep. They cannot focus. Their emotions feel raw. But instead of asking, "What is this teaching me?" they ask, "How do I make it stop?" That is the mistake, because the discomfort is the doorway. The blood moon energy is saying, "Here is the chain. Will you break it, or will you polish it and wear it again?" Now let me share with you something even deeper. The eclipse energy works like a magnifying glass. Imagine the sun's fire being focused through the lens of the moon, burning away everything false. If you hold on to fear, it will be magnified. If you hold on to hope, it too will be magnified. This is why some people spiral into chaos after a blood moon, while others step into miracles. The energy is the same. The difference is what you choose to carry into it. Picture it like this. Two travelers walk through the same fire. One carries straw, and it burns instantly. The other carries gold, and the fire refines it until it shines brighter. Which traveler are you? This is the question, echoing in the aftermath of the eclipse. And make no mistake, the universe is watching, not to punish, but to witness your readiness. Every choice you make in these days after the blood moon is a signal. When you choose patience over anger, you are signaling readiness. When you choose faith over fear, you are signaling strength. When you choose growth over comfort, you are signaling that you are prepared for what God has set aside for you. But when you choose bitterness, when you choose distraction, when you choose to ignore the signs, you are signaling that you are not ready. And the blessing waits. It does not vanish, but it waits. And sometimes, waiting too long means the opportunity passes to another, because the universe will not waste what is holy. This is why, chosen ones, you must be awake in this moment. Awake not just in your body, but in your spirit. Awake to the subtle signs, the gentle nudges, the divine whispers. Awake to the lessons in disguise, because the test does not come with warning labels. It comes dressed as daily life, a difficult conversation, a delay in your plans, an unexpected challenge. And in how you respond, you reveal everything. Let me ask you, what if the argument you had yesterday was not an accident but a test? What if the person who triggered your anger was a messenger in disguise, sent to show you what still controls you? What if the delay you faced was not bad luck, but a divine pause, giving you time to shift direction before it was too late? Would you see it differently? This is the shift the blood moon asks for. To stop seeing life as random and to start seeing it as sacred. To stop asking why me, and to start asking what is this teaching me? Because when you ask the right question, the answer appears. Now imagine this. You are standing at a door. Behind it is the future you have prayed for, the blessing God prepared for you. But the door is locked, and the key is not in your hand. It is in your choices. Every time you act with faith, you forge part of the key. Every time you forgive, every time you release, every time you trust, another piece of the key is shaped, until finally it fits the lock, and the door opens. This is the mystery of the blood moon. It does not hand you the key, it hands you the chance to build it. And once you build it, No one can take it away. So the question is not, what is waiting for me? The question is, am I preparing myself to receive it? Because what God has prepared is not in doubt. It already exists. The only question is whether you are aligned enough to step into it. This is why your awareness today matters. This is why you cannot afford the mistake of blindness, or distraction, or fear. Because right now, after the blood moon, the energy is like fertile soil. What you plant will grow faster, stronger, bigger. You must choose carefully. And let me tell you, some of you are feeling this intensely. You feel a heaviness in your chest, a restlessness in your spirit, maybe even tears that you cannot explain. That is the eclipse pulling up the roots of the old, so the new can be planted. Do not resist it. Let it flow. Let it cleanse you. Because on the other side of the storm is the clarity you have been waiting for. The blood moon leaves behind a trail of energy, like ripples in a vast ocean. Even though the night sky has cleared, the waves continue to move beneath the surface, shaping the shorelines of our lives. If you have felt restless, if you have felt a stirring you cannot name, know this: you are sensing those waves. You are not imagining it. The cosmos has touched the very threads of your being, and now the vibration is shifting everything connected to you. One of the greatest spiritual messages after the blood moon is this: you are never standing still. Even when you think nothing is happening, you are moving. Either you are moving toward your destiny, or drifting away from it. The energy of an eclipse amplifies this truth, so that small steps in either direction suddenly become massive leaps. This is why you must be conscious of your direction, because after the blood moon, the wrong choice carries weight, and the right choice carries power. Let us pause for a moment and talk about signs. Many of you have already started seeing them. Numbers on clocks repeating 1011, 2555. Words that echo in strange places. Dreams so vivid that they feel like another reality. These are not accidents. They are not coincidences. They are breadcrumbs left by the universe to guide you. In the hours and days after the blood moon, these signs increase. Because the veil is thin, you are closer to the spiritual world than usual. The whispers of the divine are louder. The nudges are stronger. But here is the mistake. People ignore them. They brush them aside as chance. They shrug and move on. And by doing so, they turn away from direct guidance. Let me share a truth. When God wants to lead you, He will not always shout. More often, He will whisper. He will send you subtle confirmations. Small nudges, a sense of knowing in your gut. If you are distracted, you will miss them. If you are busy clinging to old fears, you will not notice them. That is why the total lunar eclipse demands stillness. It asks you to quiet your mind, to notice what others overlook, to read the language of spirit, written in the details of your life. Some of you are wondering, but how do I know if the sign is real? The answer is in your spirit. When the sign appears, you feel it. A sudden shiver, a wave of emotion, a strange clarity. That is not coincidence. That is resonance. Your soul is recognizing its own language. Trust it. Doubt is the enemy of alignment. Now, let's speak about relationships after the blood moon. Eclipses shake what is false, and relationships built on illusion cannot survive the shaking. You may notice conflicts rising, truths being spoken, or endings unfolding. It hurts, but do not mistake the pain for loss. Often, what is leaving your life is what cannot follow you into the next chapter. The blood moon removes the weights you did not realize you were carrying. But here too is a mistake. Chasing what is already gone. Many cling to relationships, friendships, or attachments that the eclipse has already dissolved. They beg, they fight, they refuse to let go. But this is like holding on to ashes and expecting them to burn again. The fire has passed. Let it go. Trust that what God has prepared will not abandon you. What is leaving is clearing space for what is coming. Let me tell you something very few will. The blood moon reveals your spiritual contracts. Every soul comes into this life with agreements, lessons to learn, people to meet, paths to walk. The eclipse shines light on which contracts are ending and which are beginning. That is why endings and new beginnings cluster around this time. It is the renewal of the soul's agreements. Pay attention. The person you meet now The opportunity that arises now could be part of a contract written before you were born. Do you see how sacred this is? The eclipse is not just about the sky turning red. It is about your life being rewritten in real time. Let us also speak about dreams. After the blood moon, your dreams become gateways. They are not random. They are coded messages from your higher self, from guides, from God himself. Many of you woke up last night with strange images, vivid colors, even encounters with people you have not seen in years. These are not random. They are symbols pointing to truths that your waking mind is not ready to process. Write them down, record them, meditate on them, because hidden within them is guidance for the days to come. Now consider your body. After an eclipse, the physical vessel often reacts strongly. Fatigue, headaches, emotional swings. These are signs that your body is recalibrating to the new frequency. Do not fight it. Rest when you are called to rest. Drink water, cleanse your space. Treat your body as the sacred temple it is, because if your body is heavy, your spirit cannot rise. And here is a truth many ignore. Not everyone will awaken after a blood moon. Some will remain blind, stuck in the old ways. But you are here listening, because you are not like the rest. You are chosen to see what others cannot. That means responsibility. It means you cannot return to sleep once you have been awakened. To try is to invite suffering. To embrace it is to invite transformation. Let me tell you a parable. A farmer planted seeds in 2 fields. In one, he cleared the weeds, prepared the soil, and watered daily. In the other, he ignored the soil, left the weeds, and did not watch over it. When the rains came, both fields received water, but only one bore fruit. The blood moon is the rain. Your choices are the preparation of your field. Which harvest will you receive? This is why you must not underestimate this moment. After the total lunar eclipse, the universe is accelerating everything. Blessings come faster, but so do consequences. If you act with clarity, you will see breakthroughs that shock you. But if you act carelessly, the collapse will be just as swift. This is why vigilance is everything. Now imagine standing at a river's edge. The waters are rising faster and faster, carrying everything downstream. You cannot stop the current. You cannot control it. You can only choose whether to fight it and drown, or to trust it and let it carry you to where you belong. The blood moon is that river. Surrender to its flow, and you will find yourself in places you never imagined. Resist, and you will exhaust yourself against a power greater than you. Chosen ones. This is the essence. After the blood moon, you are not asked to be perfect. You are asked to be awake. You are asked to choose consciously, to notice the signs, to release what is heavy, and to step into alignment. This is not easy, but it is sacred. And every time you do, you align with what God has prepared. The mistake would be to fall asleep again, to say it was just a moon, to dismiss the stirring in your spirit. That mistake is what closes the door. That mistake is what obliterates the gift. Do not make it. Instead, rise, claim your place, stand in the light of what has been revealed. Walk forward even if your legs tremble, because on the other side of your fear is the blessing waiting for you, and the blood moon has already shown you the way. Chosen one. The eclipse was never about the moon itself. It was about you. It was about the parts of you that have been sleeping, the truths you have been denying, the calling you have been postponing. The blood moon did not come to entertain your eyes. It came to shake your soul. And if you are hearing this now, it means you are among those who are meant to awaken. The great danger after an eclipse is forgetting. Many witnessed the red glow, felt the surge of energy, but as the night passed, they returned to old patterns, as if nothing had happened. That is the fatal mistake, because the blood moon is not a moment, it is a threshold. Once crossed, you cannot pretend it was ordinary. To do so is to shut the very door that God himself opened for you. This is why the spirit world calls this time the window of testing. In these days, every choice is magnified. Every thought becomes a seed that grows swiftly into reality. If you plant fear, it spreads like wildfire. If you plant faith, it blossoms into miracles. What will you plant? What do you plant even now as you listen? And here is the spiritual secret. The blood moon strips away illusions, so you can no longer lie to yourself. The relationships that cracked, the emotions that overflowed, the memories that returned, they were not punishments, they were revelation. They showed you what cannot follow you into the new cycle. The pain was not meant to break you, it was meant to free you. You may wonder, why me? Why now? Because your soul asked for this. Before you entered this life, your spirit longed for awakening, for liberation, for alignment with the higher plan. And so the heavens conspired to send this eclipse at this precise moment. It is no accident you are alive in this year. On this day, it is no accident you are hearing these words. The blood moon was your appointment with destiny. But remember this warning. If you ignore the call, the consequences are swift. Not because God is cruel, but because energy obeys law. When the portal opens, and you refuse to walk through, the door does not stay open forever. It closes, and with it, opportunities vanish. The universe moves on, waiting for another season. Do not let your season pass. Instead, rise, stand in the awareness that you are being refined, tested, and prepared for something greater. Trust that the discomfort is holy. Trust that the waiting is divine. Trust that the unseen is working for your good, because what God has prepared is real, and it is closer than you imagine. Do not mistake the shaking for destruction. The shaking is the clearing. The heaviness you feel is the weight of what no longer belongs. Each tear shed, each fear confronted, each doubt released, is proof that the old is falling away. And though it hurts, it is the pain of birth, not of death. You are being born into a higher version of yourself. The eclipse was not the end. It was the beginning. Chosen ones, remember, diamonds are formed under pressure, gold is purified by fire, and spirits are awakened through trials. What you are walking through is not punishment, it is preparation. The universe does not waste suffering, it transforms. And every time you choose faith over fear, you turn pain into power. Every time you surrender to God's plan, you align with miracles beyond imagination. So hold fast. Even if the night feels long, dawn is coming. Even if the silence feels empty, it is full of unseen movement. Even if the blessing seems delayed, it is already on its way. Your task is not to force it, but to stay aligned, to stay faithful, to stay awake. Do not give up now. You did not come this far to stop here. The blood moon marked you for a reason. You are part of a generation awakening to truth, light, and divine purpose. What God has prepared cannot be taken from you unless you abandon yourself. And you will not. You are stronger than you know, more guided than you realize, more chosen than you believe. So rise with courage, rise with faith, rise with the knowing that your destiny is unfolding even now. This is your time, this is your sign. Step forward, because the universe has already declared, the portal is open, the path is clear, and your blessing is waiting. Share this message, so others may awaken too. And now, the choice is yours.